Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel where all the tea is spilled about RuPaul's Drag Race. Let's dive right into it. As you may know, RuPaul's Drag Race is a reality TV competition in which drag queens or female impersonators showcase their talents to the world. Whether it is an improvisation, comedy, or fashion challenge, the queens must be prepared for anything. But why is this even relevant to talk about in modern society? Well, let me explain it to you. On the one hand, popular culture is a reflection of society's values, beliefs, and issues within a specific period. Therefore, an analysis of popular culture is crucial for understanding the cultural, social, and political forces influencing modern life. On the other hand, as it reflects power dynamics and inequalities within society, including issues of race, gender, and nationality, means that mainstream culture can also have some negative connotations attached to it. This is especially true for the case study of RuPaul's Drag Race, which I've selected to analyze. I will go into more detail about some of the criticism the show has faced in the past, which includes perpetuating stereotypes about drag queens in the LGBTQ community and marginalizing minority perspectives.
Ooh, girl, you got she-mail.
RuPaul's Drag Race has faced criticism in the past. Even though the show sheds the light on queer performers, it produces many stereotypes surrounding nationality, gender, and sexuality. Drag Race seems to have an essentialist approach to gender and does not see it as socially constructed, but rather as biologically determined and unchangeable. Perhaps this has something to do with RuPaul being born in a different age and time. However, one would expect a show like Drag Race to have modern views on concepts such as gender. Moreover, intersectionality means that gender is intertwined with age, sexuality, and ethnicity, and their meanings develop over time on a continuum. Various identities that shape a person must therefore be taken into account to grasp the concept. The main issue is that on the show this never seems to be addressed, and also the queens are expected to identify as either male or female out of drag and simply be dressing up when wearing their drag on the show. Over the past few seasons, the show has become more diverse by allowing Gottmik, the first trans man to compete on the show, the first straight drag queen, Maddie Morphosis, and by crowning Sonique as the first female transgender winner. Many viewers, however, believe that she was crowned for RuPaul to prove that he was not transphobic, as this was believed to be the case in the past due to RuPaul regarding being a trans woman as cheating. Some other issues people have had with the show is that no drag queens have ever appeared in the history of the show, and discrimination against non-white contestants is very present, and especially against those whose native language is not English, as they allegedly do not fit in with the social norm, and they tend to be early outs due to the language barrier. Nevertheless, despite all the criticism and the way the show portrays certain queens with certain ethnic backgrounds and sexual orientations, the reality TV show serves as a platform for the LGBTQ plus community, as drag has now evolved from being solely present in bars and clubs to a mainstream television program with millions of viewers worldwide. In academia, RuPaul's Drag Race can be situated within various frameworks, including gender studies, performance studies, and media studies. By investigating these topics, one may come across analyzing themes of gender identity, performance art, and the LGBTQ representation on reality television. In any case, interpretations of each theme will most likely vary as every researcher encompasses a distinctive approach and uses different methodologies. The chosen academic disclaimer is pivotal for this case study to acknowledge the diversity of interpretations and analyses that can emerge when analyzing Drag Race from a scholarly point of view. One must utilize critical thinking, reflexivity, one's positionality, and one ought to incorporate several viewpoints to remain as objective as possible, even if it may seem challenging. Furthermore, the disclaimer recognizes the complexities inherent in examining topics related to gender, sexuality, and popular culture, emphasizing the need for sensitivity, respect, and ethical standards in academic discourse.
I hope you're able to sort of sway my opinion on how you've been looking. It's no tea. It's no tea. Adrenaline was flowing, cocktails were also flowing, and
now she blames it on the edit and the alcohol.
What is your runway?
So to wrap up this video, I'd like to say that everything that was addressed throughout the video was either my subjective opinion on the show or stating things that were touched upon in the academic literature I found in the database of Erasmus University Rotterdam on RuPaul's Drag Race. I included my own knowledge about the reality TV competition since I'm an active viewer and fan of the TV show, and I've watched nearly all the seasons, at least, of the US franchise. The data I've collected and presented throughout this video were mainly based off of the newer seasons though, as I focused on the current state of Drag Race and how it is being perceived by viewers nowadays. When it comes to future research, one could study many different topics, such as the impact the show has had on the fashion industry, or researchers could also look into how Drag Race influences fashion trends and branding strategies. Moreover, politics is something that is brought up frequently on the show, so one could therefore delve deeper into how what is portrayed on the show and how that influences elections in the United States, as political challenges are included on the show as well, and not just comedy ones. Lastly, since the Drag Race franchise is expanding year by year, researchers could look deeper into the globalization aspect of the franchise and what other countries outside of the US think of the reality show. The show has expanded to Thailand, various nations in Europe, and even Brazil. Thank you for watching this video, and tune in next week for some more tea and shade.